It is not paranoia. The sudden increase in noise, the feeling of eyes upon you, and the undeniable sense that your name is circulating in rooms you have not entered, this is real. You are being discussed, you are being analyzed, and in some cases, you are being lied about. It strikes like a sudden storm on a clear day, leaving you confused and defensive. You ask yourself what you did to provoke this, what error you committed to draw this level of scrutiny. You search your recent history for a mistake, a conflict, or a word spoken out of turn, but you will not find the cause there. The cause is not in your behavior. The cause is in your frequency. This transmission will decode exactly why this unprovoked attention is happening now, and why it is the definitive marker that you have crossed a threshold of power that the world can no longer ignore. The confusion you feel is natural, but it is misplaced. You have been conditioned to believe that conflict is a sign of failure, that if you were truly aligned, everyone would be at peace with you. This is a false teaching. Peace is the goal, but friction is often the evidence of movement. When a stationary object begins to move at high speed, it creates wind, it creates heat, and it disturbs the air around it. You are currently moving at a velocity that your environment is not used to. The gossip, the rumors, and the sudden fixation of strangers upon your life are not signs that you are falling. They are the sound of the air resistance against your rising acceleration. This is the shift. You are moving from the invisible to the visible, not by choice of ego, but by the mandate of your spirit. For a long time, you were hidden. You were allowed to incubate in the shadows, working on your inner self, healing your wounds, and quietly building your connection to the source. In that phase, you were safe. You were underestimated, you were ignored, but that season has ended. The incubation is over. You are now being deployed into a larger arena, and the first symptom of this deployment is that you can no longer hide your energy signature. It has become too large to be contained. This creates a disturbance in the field. When you walk into a room now, even if you remain silent, even if you stand in the corner, your presence demands a reaction. This is the phenomenon of spiritual chatter. It is the ripple effect of a high-frequency being entering a low-frequency space. The people around you, co-workers, old friends, even complete strangers, are sensing a shift in the atmosphere. They cannot articulate it, so they try to ground it in the only language they know: judgment. They talk about you because they are trying to make sense of the energy you are emitting. They are trying to label you, categorize you, and reduce you back down to a size that makes them feel safe. But this is not the whole story. Understanding that you are disturbing the peace is one thing. Understanding why your specific light causes this specific reaction is another. There is a mechanism at play here. A law of energy that dictates how shadows respond to a sudden influx of brilliance.
This brings us to the law of light irritation. You must understand that your rising vibration is not a neutral event for those around you, for those who are asleep, for those who are living in compromise, and for those who have buried their own potential. Your presence is an unintentional aggression. You do not have to say a word to trigger them. Your very existence has become a mirror. When a chosen one begins to ascend, they start to embody qualities that the world often represses: authenticity, courage, boundary setting, and a refusal to settle for less. When you vibrate at this level, you inadvertently shine a spotlight into the dark corners of other people's lives. Without meaning to, you illuminate their fears. You expose their stagnant comfort zones. You remind them of the dreams they abandoned and the truths they are avoiding. This is painful for them. It is what we call light irritation. Imagine a person who has been sitting in a dark room for years. Their eyes have adjusted to the gloom. They are comfortable there. Suddenly, you walk in carrying a torch. You are not trying to harm them. You are simply carrying your light. But to them, that light is blinding. It hurts their eyes. It reveals the dust and the disorder of the room they are sitting in. Their immediate reaction is not gratitude for the illumination. It is anger at the disturbance. They squint, they cover their eyes, and they yell at you to dim the light. Since they cannot easily ask you to be less you, and since they often do not understand that the pain is coming from their own unadjusted eyes, they project that discomfort outward. They attack the source of the light. This is the origin of the smear campaign. The gossip is not actually about you. It is a defense mechanism. They are trying to find a flaw in your character, a crack in your armor, or a scandal in your past that they can use to dismiss you. If they can convince themselves that you are bad, crazy, or arrogant, then they no longer have to respect the light you carry. They can go back to sleep. They can dismiss the conviction they feel in your presence as false. You must realize that these people are not powerful enemies. They are reacting entities. They are spiritually allergic to your growth. When they speak your name with malice, they are merely verbalizing their own internal conflict. They are trying to lower your frequency to match theirs, because if you stay high, they have to look at how low they have settled. Do not take this personally. It is a chemical reaction between the spirit and the flesh. It is proof that your light is functioning. If you were dim, they would be comfortable. If you were stagnant, they would have nothing to say. The volume of their chatter is the measurement of your brightness.
If these signals are hitting your spirit, it is not by accident. This is the work done here. If you feel called, stay with this transmission until the end. However, viewing this dynamic only as a defensive reaction is limiting. You must flip the script. You must see the higher utility of this situation. In the grand architecture of your destiny, nothing is wasted, not even the malice of strangers. This brings us to the herald archetype. In the ancient courts, before a king or a queen entered the throne room, they were preceded by noise. Trumpets would sound, drums would beat, heralds would shout to clear the path. The arrival of authority was never quiet. It was always announced. The function of the herald was to wake up the crowd and prepare the atmosphere for a shift in power. In the spiritual realm, your detractors are unknowingly serving as your heralds. They are your unpaid marketing team. They are the trumpet sounding before your arrival. When people gossip about you, they are circulating your name. They are feeding energy into your timeline. They are preparing rooms for you that you haven't even stepped into yet. They are telling the universe, this person is significant, this person matters, this person is worth our attention. You may think that bad press is harmful, but in the economy of energy, attention is currency. By obsessing over you, they are sending streams of energy your way. They are keeping your image alive in the collective consciousness. They are making you larger than life. The spirit realm observes this. It sees that you are a focal point of attention. And often, this very attention serves to accelerate the timeline of your promotion. Think of it this way. A person of no consequence is ignored. A person of no impact is forgotten. Only those who are shifting the paradigm are discussed with such fervor. By trying to tear you down, they are inadvertently testifying to your power. They are admitting that you are a force to be reckoned with. They are rolling out the red carpet, even if they think they are laying traps. They are announcing to the ether that a heavy hitter is about to take the stage. This reframes the entire experience. You are not a victim of bullying, you are the subject of an announcement. The rumors are the drum roll, the whispers are the fanfare. They are clearing the space for your elevation. The universe is using their jealousy to amplify your signal. They think they are burying you, but they are actually plowing the field for your harvest. They are spreading your name so far and wide that when you finally do step into your authority, the world is already watching.
But knowing this brings a heavy responsibility. If you react like a victim, you lose the power of the position. If you argue with the heralds, you step down from the throne to fight in the mud. This leads us to the most critical strategic instruction of this transmission, the strategy of supreme silence. There is a trap laid for you in this season. The enemy knows that your energy is precious. It knows that you need every ounce of your focus to handle the blessing that is coming. Therefore, the goal of the gossip is not just to ruin your reputation. The goal is to distract you. It is a diversionary tactic. The dark forces want you to stop building your kingdom so that you can waste your time defending your character. They want you to explain yourself. They want you to write the long posts, to have the arguments, to frantically call people and set the record straight. They want you to leak your power in 1,000 different directions, trying to manage the perceptions of people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You must not take the bait. The law of sovereignty dictates that a king does not debate with a peasant in the town square. A lion does not turn around to bark at every dog that snaps at its heels. If it did, it would never reach its destination. Your greatest weapon in this season is absolute, unbothered silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is the ultimate display of authority. When you refuse to engage with the rumors, you create a vacuum. You leave the gossipers shouting into the void. Without your reaction, they have no fuel. Your silence acts as a mirror, reflecting their craziness back onto them. If they are screaming and you are silent, who looks unstable? If they are obsessed and you are indifferent, who looks powerful? Trying to clear your name is an act of fear. It implies that you believe their lies have power over your truth. It implies that you need their approval to exist. But when you stay in your lane, head high, focusing entirely on your mission, you demonstrate a trust in your divine protection that terrifies the darkness. You are saying, I do not answer to you. I answer to the Most High.
Let the false narratives burn. Let them think what they want. Your character will outlive their lies. The truth has a way of rising to the surface on its own. It does not need you to defend it. Your job is to keep ascending. Your job is to produce fruit. While they are talking, you should be building. While they are analyzing your past, you should be securing your future. Every minute you spend thinking about what they are saying is a minute you have stolen from your purpose. You must reclaim that energy. Withdraw your attention from the gallery of critics and place it firmly on the vision ahead. This is how you win, not by shouting louder than them, but by rising higher than them. The air is thinner up there. The noise cannot reach you. When you integrate this understanding, the sting of the gossip disappears. You no longer feel hurt, you feel validated. You realize that the haters are simply part of the ecosystem of success. You stop looking for ways to make them like you, and you start looking for the promotion they are announcing. You are no longer the one being thrown around by these patterns. You are the one reading them and moving with them on purpose. You see the chatter for what it is, the inevitable exhaust fumes of your engine revving up. You are clearing the atmosphere. You are shedding the old skin of people pleaser and stepping into the armor of the chosen.
The next time you hear that your name is in their mouth, do not shrink. Do not apologize. Do not explain. Simply nod, recognize the signal, and get back to work. The heralds are sounding. The coronation is near. You have been marked for elevation, and the noise is simply the proof that the elevator is going up. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.